Holy Stromboli. Ooh, are we alive? Forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever and ever. Forever young. I want to be forever young. Hello. Hello, my little skibbities. Skibbity bop bop bop. Yes, yes. It's the 10 crack commandments, yeah. Never get high on your own supply. What was it? I don't know all the 10, though. It's been a long time since I listened to the 10 commandments. I'm not a skibbity, but that song is kind of like catchy in a way. Yeah, no, it is. It is. You're right. You're right. Not gonna lie. It's a little bit catchy. It's a little bit catchy. Last night, Onion Nuggets was pretty funny, dude. I was like kind of panicking, not panicking, but I was like trying to watch the view count, right? Because I was like, man, I hope the views just explode tonight, or at the very least get close to what we usually get. Because if we can do away with the news for 99% of these shows, then great. And dude, it was just like free fall all night. It's like people showed up, it looked like we were going to get our commensurate 1,000 live viewers or whatever the fuck, right? Then we started doing this fucking list, and it was just like, I'm watching it kind of out of the corner of my eye, and it's like, so like about halfway through it or whatever, I was like, well, I better make something. I better like put some spice into this. So I picked a big fight. I thought it was funny. TJ and I think we're both playing into it, a little bit for the love of money. But it didn't bounce back the viewers. So I don't know. I haven't talked to the guys about it, but I sincerely do not know if we're gonna be doing that again. Not gonna lie, I skipped the entire TV part and only came back for the fight. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's kind of what I figured. Hey, Paul, I know you have a very wide array of music taste, but like a few of the same artists. I'm curious if you ever listened to Icelandic band Sigur Rós. Yes, I've heard them. No lyrics, right? I actually think I owned one of their albums at one point. Yes, I have heard Sigur Rós. I'm not a tier list guy at all. Yeah, a lot of people I think are, I don't know, a rough night at work last night. Onion nuggets was just what I needed. Dude, yesterday was a crazy day for me, y'all. It was a crazy fucking day. My day like started at 5:30 in the morning. I woke up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Made coffee, came out here by 6. I was live in front of you guys. We did 6 to 9:30, I think, yesterday. And then I went in Discord for a while and dealt with, some Discord shit that was going on. And then, like, about half an hour after that, I did Patrons Ideology for like an hour and change before the show started. Did that, finished that, then the show started, and the show ended up getting pushed back a little bit last night because Scotty's there with TJ. They had to set stuff up, so we were started a little late, but that means it goes later. And we did a 7.5 hour show last night, then a 1 hour then a 1 hour sloppy seconds. So I think I did the math last night, and I was live in front of an audience for something like 12 hours yesterday, give or take 30 minutes. And all of that while just a bunch of bullshit was going on my Discord. And I told everybody on the Discord, all the people that all the mods, all the early mods, and Mommy and all of them, I said, the instant this server comes to my door with drama that I have to sort out, it's gone. And I think this was like the third time this week that I'd been personally approached with some server drama that I needed to say blah blah. So I just like literally went through giant fucking Discord server, right? Vibrant, big community. And I just went through and went, it's gone. So yeah. Discord didn't die. I fucking took it out behind the woodshed and shot it in the head before it became a problem. Figured something happened, woke up to it nuked, yeah. Yeah, I mean, from the very jump, I was very explicit about it. Like, if I can empower a mod team that can sort through everybody's crybaby bullshit and it never lands on my door and I don't have to waste my time, because I'm as I just got done telling you, I'm a very busy dude, right? Got a lot of shit on my plate. I really enjoyed hanging out there, but I was straight up explicit from the jump. The first time I start to feel like the walls are closing in on me over here and people are starting drama and there's mod drama and there's this and there's Discord and there's that, I said I was fucking gout. Wait, what even happened? I'm not going to go into it. That's the whole point of like squashing drama, right? It was just petty shit, stupid shit, petty shit. And yesterday was just the wrong day for another dose of petty shit, because people take that shit way too seriously. Oh God, yeah. And see, that was my whole thing from the jump. I was like, I was the primary decision maker on the DP Discord back in the day. I was the head mod and primary decision maker on the DFF Discord back in the day. Both of those flamed out hilariously. And I'm talking like they didn't just disappear like Salt Rackus did. Salt Rackus left strong, you know what I mean? It was a fun time. It didn't go to shit, right? That's a win for me. The other two servers that I've been kind of responsible for, dog shit. Went to absolute dog shit. I spent weeks and weeks and weeks sorting through people's hurt feelings and butt hurtness and people's extra free time to like infiltrate and be a double agent, lie to me so that they could destroy this. I smelled that. I smelled the hint of that starting, and I was like, 2-factor delete, gone. I have 0.0 minutes a day for bullshit and drama. And as fun as it was over there, my personal statement about as soon as it comes to my doorstep and I start to feel like it's fucking drama time, it's gone. It got nuked. But it was fun though. I enjoyed that. But that is something I never would have done like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, right? I would have gotten myself sucked into a bunch of other people's interpersonal drama. Shit that literally, and I'm not going to go into details, but I want you guys to hear this, literally has nothing to do with me. Shit that would have gone on if my ass was never born, right? Other people's drama came to my doorstep. And I handled it one day, I handled it 2 days, and on the third day, 10 years ago, I'd have been all involved in that. I'd have been choosing sides. I'd have been trying to talk to everybody for fucking hours. And what's going on? Let's get to the bottom. Let's do this. Let's do... Nah, dude. Nah, dude. Not anymore. Not me. Couldn't be me. Thank you, baby.
Talking about the server thing. I think what it comes down to is it's not the drama itself, it's that it came to your door.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the line you drew in the sand, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, drama is gonna happen. It's like when I started that server and told my the mod team that I'd picked, I've got Discord PTSD. And so, you can consider me to be phobic of other people's bullshit, petty drama. And if that shit comes to my fucking doorstep, because I'm technically the head of this server, even though I don't want to touch it, and I've empowered you to do that. If it comes to my doorstep, you're gonna wake up one day and it'll be gone. There will be no explanation, there'll be no talking, there'll be no bullshit. And that's exactly what happened. It was actually, I went back on my thing because it was 1 day, 2 days, and 3 days in a row of other people's. And look, if it was like Salt Rackus drama and it was something I needed to make some kind of decision on and go like, ban that, don't unban, or whatever, I would have just done that, right? But this was literally people's feelings, people's emotions, people's friendships, all of which had nothing to do with me, spilling over onto my server and coming into my DMs. And so 3 days in a row, I was like, I see the writing on the wall. This is about to go through one of those cycles. No, it isn't. Bye. I'm not going to talk about it, Cat Meme, but let's just say that the mods themselves were the drama-causing elements. That's why they didn't ban it, because they would have had to ban most of themselves. Not all of them, but yeah. This was a mod problem that I tried to handle and help them deal with, and 3 days later, it was getting worse. So,
yeah.
Stuck to your word? Absolutely.
It's not even that anything even technically happened. It was just the drama around something possibly happening.
You see, like, I have a fucking ear for it now, because I went through it big time on the DFF server, went through it even bigger on the DP server. That flame out was fucking epic and legendary. Maybe one of the worst in Discord history. It was fucking insane. And it started just like this. It started with the mods being happy, fucking great, everything's great. Spurgs are stopping fucking even bothering to come because they've just been getting banned with no recognition. Everybody's settling in. I'm starting to learn the fucking personalities. I'm starting to fit in and get everything figured out. Mods are happy. I'm happy. And all of a sudden, mods are not happy. There's drama with some people from another server. Paul's got to handle it. Paul talks to them for fucking hours. The next day, still the same drama. The next day, still the same drama. I don't have a second of drama. I don't have a second of time for drama. I have so much shit going on in my life. You don't even understand. I just got done telling you I probably worked like a 13-hour day yesterday, live in front of people. And that's my job. I don't have time to hold people's hands and walk them through their interpersonal conflict. So it's over. It's all me, though. I wouldn't blame any single person over there. This was my decision. It was my rule, and I pulled the fucking trigger. I was the only one that could. High school shit? Yeah. Full-blown high school shit. And we're talking about, like, some of it, not my mods necessarily, but the people that were involved on the other end of it. Grown-ass men. Grown-ass men. Grown. Like, big grown. 30-plus. Careers. Married in some cases. So I was just like, nah, this ain't happening. And really, honestly, if you want my real fucking take on it, you know what started this? Me choosing to empower only women on my server. It wasn't that caused the drama. That caused these other dudes, by the way, that I'd known for a long time, to get butthurt about the server. Because I think when I was making it, they thought I was going to make them little petty barons over there and give them bans and give them the ability to drag people around and fuck with them. And when I didn't, they stopped coming. The two of them retreated back to their server and started shit talking and causing drama. And guess what? Their server was the exact same server that was used to run gay ops on the DFF server when it was going down in flames. And the two guys this time that were involved in the gay ops the last time were the same two guys. I'd gotten past it with them. I'd talk to them. I'd say, hey, water under the bridge. That was years ago. You guys seem like you've grown up. We'd made friends. And the gay ops started again. And it was coming from the same server. And I told my fucking mods the first day it hit me, this needs to be squashed. Squashed. I left that other server and I said, I don't want to hear from there. Don't ban them. But if they come over here or DM me, I want them banned. And I thought, done. Taken care of. Next day it was more hurt feelings, and the next day it was more hurt feelings. Done. Gay op complete, I guess. Now they don't have to worry about people that they like hanging out at Salt Rackus instead of their little shithole. Now they can have them all. But that's what caused it all. It was the Game of Thrones. It was jealousy amongst people that thought they were my friends because I didn't empower them to fuck with my community. And so they got jealous. They got jealous of how much time people were spending on Salt Rackus and not their server. They started to talk shit about how they were going to ban all of my mods and anybody that was in both servers was going to get banned. And this is all the while smiling and laughing in my face. And what's up, dude? Let's have a smoke together. Nice to see you today, Paul. And then in the background, they're going like, I'm going to ban everybody over at Salt Rackus because you guys don't fuck. Pussy shit. Literal fucking pussy shit, bro. TJ's server did not do the gay op. This gay op was another server that's existed for fucking years. That was the meeting place for trolls and people that destroyed the DFF server. Two of the dudes that are there were some of the main components of that. And they were my internet friends before that. Stabbed me in the back. Shit all over me. Years later, showed up at the meetup looking all hangdog. And I said, water under the bridge, guys. Went back in their server. Started chilling over there. That led me to want to create Salt Rackus. Soon as everybody was excited about it until they found out they weren't getting mods over there. That it was going to be a very select group of people. And that I was going to monitor them very closely. And so the gay op began. Again, from the same server, stirring the pot, bringing their babyish hurt feelings to my mods, and my mods are young and they don't know what to do with it, and then it lands on my fucking doorstep. See, if it was me that was if I was some of those mods, and that gay op was run on me, like those guys started to go, I'm gonna ban everybody, I'd say, do it, bitch, and I'd ban them. And I would never have told Paul. Paul wouldn't even have heard of it. That's what I asked my mods to do. That's not what happened. Paul was in there playing Paul court. What do I do? Let me make a decision. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's tell the guys this. Let's stop that. Let's do that. No. Nope. How old is young? Like early 20s. Yeah, I'm not shitting on the mods. Like I said, this was my decision. I said that as soon as shit got crazy over there to the point where I had to step in, it was gone. And I actually let it happen 3 days in a row before I nuked it to give it a chance to level off. But I saw the writing on the wall. I was about to be fucking Drama City, do-a-diddy, and I was going to be playing everybody's little fucking counselor and mediator and shit. And it literally, it's like drama that has nothing to do with me. It's not connected to my life at all. It's not connected to my actions or my properties at all. It's literally just butthurt feelings between an old group of friends, a couple of which are known for fucking around with other servers on Discord because they're bored. I thought they'd grown up. They regressed. They're actually worse off than they were. Because this last drama was out, like, I'm not going to go into it out of respect for fucking people's privacy and shit, but if I were to tell you guys the source of this last drama and give you, like, all the shit that I had to sift through, you would be like, it's unbelievable. It's stunning that we're talking about 30-plus-year-old men here and not little 15-year-olds running a gay op. One of them's fucking married with a career. It's like, goddamn, dude. What? So, is what it is, man. That's fair. I hope you can recover from that awful experience. It wasn't an awful experience, though. See, that's the thing. I didn't let it become an awful experience. I nuked that whole fucking place. I think if I ever make a stab at this again, I'm not going to let other people tell me what I should and shouldn't have. Because I think one of the problems that I had was when I started making the server, I didn't even want it to have text channels. I was like, I want there to be nothing but voice channels here, no text channels. That way nobody's posting porn. And through talking to my mod team, who quite frankly had a longer history of creating these Discord spaces than I did, they said, oh no, let's put a few in. Let's put people are asking for a porn section. Let's put a little porn section in. And I went along with it because I wanted people to have a good time at the server. But ultimately, I should have just said, no text, no porn, 100% voice. And I think if I do that, I won't even need mods, really. I think I can handle that myself. So, yeah, I think that in the future, if I decide I want to try this experiment one last time, I think the lesson learned is don't empower people. Like, I thought the lesson was don't empower the wrong people. Now I think the lesson is don't empower people, period. You need text too, though? No, you don't. No, you don't. The only thing I cared about over there was the voice chat. And the voice chat was big, robust, right? The only thing I fucking cared about over there was that. And every day there were 20 people chilling, 30 people in their voice chat, right? Only thing I cared about. The fucking text chat, the drama, the DM drama, the boohoo drama coming from the other server, 30 old men whining and filling their diapers because people are hanging out over here and not over there, even though they're more than welcome to hang out too. It's just bullshit, petty Game of Thrones shit. And it wouldn't have happened if there was no text channels and if I hadn't empowered people. So I'm gonna let it fucking die for a while. I'll chill in TJ's server where I don't have to take accountability for fucking anything. And maybe I'll do a movie night over there. I'll ask TJ if he's okay with me running a movie night. Maybe I will do what I did, you know. TJ did a double feature, and when he was done, I picked it up and did a late night double feature. I really liked doing that, so I'll probably talk to TJ and see if he'd let me do that. And then down the road a piece, if I feel like I want to try one last time at this, it's going to be Paul's server. Locked down, voice chat only, me and Amelia, the only two mods, and that's only if she wants to. Because I trust Amelia and I trust myself not to be a retard. But it'll be a while before I do that. I need a little... I'm stepping all the way back from Discord. Yeah, I figured that most of the people that liked hanging out over there would chill in TJ's. I'll be over there. What's a gay op, though? So a gay op is when you... that's like a 4chan, meme. A gay op is when you, like, try and figure out somebody's personal details, you hack them, you pretend to be somebody else, you catfish somebody, you infiltrate somebody, you double-cross somebody, you know what I mean? Like, that's a gay op. That's like getting together with a group of people and planning to destroy somebody or hurt somebody. What was the gay op? I'm not gonna bother fucking going into it because I think honestly, like, people that revel in drama would like it if I named names here and if I named fucking shit. I think they'd like it, so fuck them. I'll talk about them in vagaries. They'll know who they are. But yeah, my mod team tried their best. I'm really not mad at any of them, you know. I thought they did their best. I thought they did a pretty good job for most of the time that Salt Rackus was there. So it's really not, I'm not even really mad at the fucking dudes that ran the gay op. I'm just kind of disappointed. Just kind of disappointed that I couldn't, you know, make a place that was relatively easy for me to be in without me having to involve myself in other people's personal bullshit. I'm disappointed in my inability to foster that with a group of people that I thought were about that, but kind of a shame. Oh yeah, it's a total shame. You ought to be mad. Choosing mods based on a meme was a big mistake. No, it wasn't a meme though. I didn't choose mods based on a meme. It was a joke that got made that ended up being instituted because the people that I thought would make the good unbiased mods were all ladies, and the people in that community that I knew, you know, that was kind of built like conceptualizing Salt Rackus in, the people that I thought would be awful mods were all men. All the dudes over there were, you know, veterans of the gay ops against DFF server, and some of them DP's server, right? I'd never empower them. I wouldn't give them a mop and leave them alone to clean up my fucking kitchen. Let alone give them mods or power anywhere, right? And so, yeah, it wasn't a meme. And the mods really did, they did a good job for most of the time that it was there. It's just at the end, it kind of came to my doorstep too much. You know, it's not on them, it's on me. It's my rule. But yeah. Unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? All the mods are ladies, kind of like Leto and his fish speakers. Yeah, no, that's what it was. The mod team was, I called them the Bene Gesserit Order. Did you see the pics of my cat over there? I don't know. I did, like I said, I never went in text. I literally never went in text. When I was on vacation, I posted a couple pictures of myself and talked in text maybe 5 or 6 times over there. Grand total. Yeah, the entire, oh, I nuked the whole thing. Yeah, it's deleted. Deleted. Gone. Yeah. Wonder how TJ's mods keep it together. They don't. TJ just isn't, like, TJ, like, doesn't mind dealing with drama and having it come to his doorstep every other day. If he had the same thing as me, fucking TJ's server would have been gone after a month. Why was everyone getting timed out during Onion Nuggets last night? I have no fucking clue. I wasn't really even watching Onion Nuggets. I was performing on it.
It was nuggy for the most part.
Timing people out. Nuggy was on a tear, yeah. Well, it is what it is, I guess. Wake me up when September ends.
I really wish that YouTube would, like, sort the bands and stuff, like, by show, so you can see, like, this happened during this show, undo what happened in this show, or whatever.
I mean, the fact that it's still got, like, a Web 1.0 back end.
Yeah.
All these years later, they haven't made a Web 3.0 back end for their fucking giant website yet. It says it all.
Like, to unban someone on YouTube, you literally have to go into the community settings and expand it, and then do, like, control find.
Yeah.
And even then, that doesn't work all the time. Sometimes things just get stuck. There's just no way to unban someone because it's not picking it up.
Yep. Oh well, honestly, it was a good idea to have all women to be mods, not to stereotype the insult. That was kind of the point, right? Ladies tend to have a higher emotional intelligence than men. They tend to be less impulsive and less angry. and more capable of just kind of like coldly, logically handing out a ban. That's not, of course, across the board, but in general, I believe that's true. And honestly, that's how the server ran for the first fucking like 5 or 6 months or 3 months of it. It was very. I never got fucking DM'd one time. I'd show up, everybody was happy. No drama was brought to my doorstep. Whatever little things came up were handled in house before it ever got to me. It was perfect and it was great. I really don't like have anything negative to say about my mods in that front. But you know, some other shit happened. Some people that were adjacent to the community and also adjacent to some of my mods started making drama, and my mods couldn't handle it on their own. They had to bring it to me 1 day, 2 day, and the 3rd day. And on the 3rd day, the Lord rested. So at the heart of it, TJ is apathetic to the entire drama thing, and you are more personally invested in the quality of the conversation, and therefore you had to take that thing down. Yeah, pretty much. I would say that's pretty close to it, yeah. I think TJ, it's not that he doesn't care, I just think that TJ doesn't mind, like, Bangcat coming to him and going like, I don't know what to do with the server, TJ. I need you to handle this person wants to come back, TJ. What do I do, TJ? And TJ goes, bring him back. And then he does it, and then 5 minutes later, Bangcat's like, oh no, TJ, he's spamming again. Try ban him again, TJ. What do I do, TJ? And he goes, I don't know, fucking ban him again, I guess. Okay, TJ. Like, that's, TJ's fine living that life, you know, that's fine.
Well, TJ's just not, I think, as emotionally invested in other people's stuff. He can kind of do it at an arm's length, and I feel like it's hard for you to do it that way.
Yeah, Paul, I really would have appreciated some communication on this. I'm sorry, Sephi, but I know for 100% fact that you remember me saying, if the drama comes to my doorstep, you will wake up one day and this place will be gone. And if you're okay with that, we'll move forward. And you said you were okay with it. So, and that is 100% the truth. Everybody else was on board with that as well when I made it. And that happened, and I'm sorry, but it's gone. And look, it's off your plate now. It's off everybody's plate. Nobody's got to deal with it. So there you go. I told you I didn't want to have to be DMing and communicating about drama. So me DMing you and telling you, hey, I'm going to shut the server down, you probably would have had things to say. I would have been hours in there. No. It was 3 days in a row, Mommy. 3 days in a row. Bullshit from another server affected my mods. They came to me, what do we do? How do I do it? I tried to help them. I tried to not make a big deal about it and involve everybody in it. And it was 3 days in a fucking row. I said it very clearly here. You can go back and look at it at the beginning of it. Beginning of Salt Rackus, I said the instant that my life is negatively affected. And you understand, Mommy, yesterday was a fucking 13-hour work day for me. I was live making money for 13 fucking hours yesterday. And as soon as I finished, I had DMs from my mod team about drama. It was over. Sorry. Sorry you didn't get communication, but you were told. I didn't say you did, Persephone. I'm not blaming you for bringing drama to me. I'm not. That was not the rule. The rule was not, Persephone, my head mod, can't bring drama to me. The rule was, if drama from this server lands on my doorstep, I will delete it. And you said, absolutely. Absolutely, cool. And everybody involved said, yeah, that sounds good. I understand. And now that it's happened, everybody's kind of butthurt. I'm sorry.
It was the drama itself, not any
it wasn't
one
you.
person.
It wasn't you. You didn't do wrong. I got no problem with you. It was the drama. You know? If you think that you could have done a better job maybe keeping it from getting to me, that's on you. But you didn't. It came to me 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, I was in there tinkering with people's feelings, tinkering with gay ops, starting at the other server. I'm going to ban everybody at Salt Rackus. Got my mods crying to me. I can't. It's over. Yeah. Sorry you feel that way. Little hand to you too. Yeah, everybody was straight out warned. Now everybody's acting like they don't remember what it was and they want to be butthurt about it. Peace.
The line in the sand was just the line in the sand. Doesn't matter who stepped it.
Yep. Yep. The vibe was not respected. No, there will be no. If I decide to do this again, it's going to be a fucking one-way kingdom. It'll be me and my queen. I was 100% clear. 100% clear. From the jump. Well, I would appreciate communication on this. You got it. When we were creating the server, we had hours of conversation about how this server was nuked as soon as it landed on my doorstep with a bunch of bullshit drama. So you did get communication on it. I don't. I just guess maybe you forgot it. Sucks, but whatever. No skin off my hump. Good evening, handsome guy. Good evening. Is it evening where you're at? You have a very... Is that Korean or is that Japanese or Chinese? You have a very kanji name. Are you from a place in Greater Asia? Because here it is morning. I'm assuming from the good evening, Chinese. Chinese, cool. It's only a Discord server anyway. That's kind of the point, isn't it? Like, there are people out there that, like, this is a big deal to them. And to me, it was just fucking, like, a long work day that ended the way it had to. Well, that was my kind of, like, premise, was that over time, these communities become Game of Thrones. Over time, people just can't handle not having power. And so they want to seek it, and they want to whine about it, and they want to make everybody's life a living hell dealing with their emotions. And their foibles and their grudges and their whininess and their interpersonal conflict, and they want all that to be put on the mods, so the mods have to go like, it's okay, let's get you in a room, I'll mediate, let me do this, let me do that, and all of a sudden, instead of chilling in fucking voice chat having a good time, I'm in DMs, I'm in personal calls, I'm getting it all. No. Unhealthy people can't just... And see, like, the thing is too, and I don't want to call anybody out, but like these mod, like anybody from that mod team that would come in here and feel like I did wrong by them, dude, you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. I've been so kind to everybody over there, so patient, understanding, cool, even-headed, calm, collected, empowering. I did a whole thing over there on Mondays called Glaze Mondays, where it was just like, I was just going to say nice things about everybody. I would always talk up my mods. You guys have heard in here, because I really wanted them to be respected over there. And so I would say, God damn, you know, I got the best fucking mod team, man. They're great. I love this place. This server's fucking awesome. Best server on Discord. I was always glazing and really doing my part to make it easy for them to do what I asked of them. Okay? And that's the truth. And I have a feeling that if you talk to my mods, they would tell you that. Most of them anyway. So anybody feeling hard done by this needs to turn the eye inward. Because I was a real cool guy over there. Always genuine, always nice, always willing to fucking make an allotment for someone, or make a time for someone. I was always kind. I was never a dick over there. You know? And to be treated like this at the end, when I very clearly, you know, said, fuck this, you know, if this gets drama, and I'm like, as a nice guy who's very busy, having to sift through people's fucking hurt feelings and butthurtness, it's over. Everybody agreed to that. Now that it's happened, everybody wants to act like I did a big bad thing. Sorry. I'm just sad I missed it while it was good. Yeah, it was good. It was fun, man. The last few months, I mean, I've been pimping it over here heavy. Because the last few months have been just fucking chill as fuck over there. But yeah, all good things must come to an end. Okay. I'm sorry I left you out of here, buddy. Sorry about that, buddy boy. Dido suffers. Was he wimping at the door? He doesn't like being separated by even one room from us. He's poor guy. Poor little guy. You monster, Paul. Oh, you mow your lawn today? No. No, I don't. Hopefully nobody does. I'll need the Death Row chain. I got a Death Row shirt with the OG logo red on white. He's a sweet boy doggo. Yeah, I got a bunch of new shirts. I ordered some like old rock band kind of tour shirts, and then I ordered a bunch of like hip hop shirts that I like. So I got a Fat Boy shirt. I got a Chef Raekwon shirt. Got this shirt, Biggie, and his iconic crown. Trying to remember the other ones I got. I can't off the top of my head remember. They're pretty cool. The Biggie shirt is goated. I know. I had to get it. I've always wanted one, and this one's like an artist drew it. It's not the actual picture, but I just think it's fucking awesome. Alien or Aliens? Aliens. That was atrocious watching Boogie to try and mow his lawn. Dude, I was so mad. I was so mad at him because, like, dude, mowing lawns is one of the simplest things. It's just tedious. It's not even like hard. It's just tedious, right? And if you just do it quick, it's over. That dude mowed, I would guess, probably about maybe 2/3 of his lawn. Took 10 breaks. It probably took him an hour or more. Was Boogie hamming it up? It didn't look like it. Maybe towards the beginning, but do you remember those looks on his face when he was stopping and he'd kind of like pass by the thing? It was like, his mouth is open like a big grouper because he couldn't breathe. Nah, dude. Ball played Kenshi? I did, yeah, I did play Kenshi. Played it like way back when it was still in early access. I haven't played it since it released. Paul, tell me the story of Gadsden, Alabama food place meetup, please. It's the closest y'all ever came to my hometown. So we did this thing on the show where we did these like Google Earth tours of some of the worst places in America, some of the worst cities. And we wanted to see what the fattest city in America was. And at the time it was Gadsden, Alabama. And I think it was me, it was one of us anyway, that said, like, I bet that place has got some bomb-ass food. I bet they got badass burgers and fries and shit there, dude, if there's all these fat people around, right? And so we went driving around the town, driving via Google Earth, you know? And we ended up seeing this place. And it immediately, like as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's the fucking place right there in town that's making everybody fat. It was called the Big Chief. And it was one of these old 50s style diners, kind of like a pull-up diner where it's like there's nowhere to sit inside. You just go in to order, and then there's like you're supposed to pull your car up and kind of park and eat, and there's a big kind of like couple of tables around the side so people could sit. And I was like, that place right there, that's the place that's making everybody in town fat. And everybody looked at it and they were like, the guys looked at it and they were like, oh fuck yeah, you're right. And we just kind of like started memeing about it, right? And we were like, dude, we gotta go there. Like, I want to eat at this place. And TJ was like, fuck yeah, me too. I want to eat that fucking place. And so we just kind of like kicked around the idea for a while. Ended up landing on, why don't we try and do a meetup? It's like a 6-hour drive from us to Gadsden. You know, we could all roll up there together, get a little motel for the night, and come back the next day. So I think Scotty reached out to the Big Chief on their Facebook page and said, hey, we're a podcast. We really think your place is pretty awesome. We would love to do a little meetup there, bring you some business through. What dates would be good? And dude, that place was fucking like, are you serious? Oh my God, guys, you could do this, blah, blah, blah. And we'll be like, yeah, I mean, you know, it might be a big day. You might have to, you know, have a lot of people there because, you know, it could be between 80 and 150 people. It's like, oh God, yeah, do it, blah, blah. This guy was jazzed. He was super cool. He was super, super thankful. So we got there about an hour early just to meet the guy. There were already a few fans waiting. A guy pulled us in and he was like, you guys eat free. He was like, the three of you, whatever you want. You just come and point at me and tell me and I will make it. You pay for nothing today. And he gave us some Big Chief shirts. And the people showed up, and it was really like a cool meetup, man. It was very impromptu. I'd say probably about 80 people showed to the main meetup. That place was kicking, man. They were making burgers, fries, milkshakes. People were outside smoking weed. It was genuinely fucking good, man. And then we asked the dude at the end, because he was closing up, you know, it was starting to wind down. And we wanted to, you know, move the party somewhere else. So we said, what's a good bar in town? And he was like, oh, this such and such bar right around the street. We were like, cool. So we told everybody, hey, everybody, thank you for coming. If you want to keep hanging out, maybe go get a few drinks. We're going to go to this bar. Here's the place. You know, here's the address. We all went over there. A bunch of people were already there. That bar, unlike the Big Chief, which was only too fucking excited to have us there and make a bunch of money, when our big crew walked into that bar, it was like they didn't want money at all. They were like, who the fuck is this? It was very Alabama. A bunch of people walked in. Some of them had colored hair. Some of them wearing like fucking leather coats and like colorful shirts, and they had tattoos all over their arms, right? And this bar was like blue collar, middle class kind of, dress up a little bit and take your wife out for a drink kind of bar. And all these fucking neckbeards just like descended on it, and they were giving us all kinds of shit, but they were more than happy to serve us drinks eventually. I don't get that. Who doesn't want a bunch of money? Oh, they were trying their best to get us to get mad and leave. They were like carding everybody every time they came in and out. Like there were people that would like look my age, right? And they'd get carded when they were trying to go in to get a drink, because we were all kind of sitting outside on their big outside drinking area. So when they would go in, they get carded, right? They'd come out, they'd go, oh shit, I need to poop. They'd go back, to try to go back in. That same security guy would be like, give me your ID. They weren't doing it to anybody else. We would watch like people from Gadsden that weren't with our group just like walk in, no IDs. But he was just like IDing everyone, and they were trying to make a stink about us sitting out there. And like one of the dudes came up to me and he was like, yeah, you gotta have everybody sitting out here. And I looked around and almost everybody had a drink. And I was like, what do you have this for if not to enjoy your drinks? Well, I'm just saying there's a lot of you. I was like, oh, there's a lot of us. Is there a lot of us? That probably means you're making a lot of money, huh? It's like, you want to kick us out, go ahead, but if you're not, we're staying. We're gonna stay right here. All right, just keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down? Okay, yes sir. Yes sir, Mr. Gadsden bar owner, sir. Thank you, baby.
Yep.
Why are these so pretty lately?
This one has more berries than the last mix did. I had enough to have my own little cup too.
Awesome. Being mad about having a lot of business is dumb as hell. Yeah. Keep it down. It's a bar. I know. And we weren't like, Aah! We were just out. There was a big group of people out there drinking and talking on the shit that they built so that people could come outside of the bar and drink and talk. I really don't know what the problem was. But they were doing everything they could to chase us out of that bar without doing it.
They didn't want to scare the regulars off, I guess.
Maybe I'm just wrong. I've never owned a bar, so I guess maybe I'm just speculating, but I have to feel like if I owned a bar, and I'm usually, like, because when we showed up there were maybe 5 people on the premises. And it went from 5 people to about 50 that showed up after the Gadsden meetup. I'm thinking if I'm a bar owner and 50 people just show up in the middle of the fucking workday, I'm ecstatic. I just made $3,000 that I didn't think was coming today. Based. Nah. It's the opposite down in South. What are these queers doing there? Well, if they want to spend money in here, we better make it as impossible as possible for them. Let me see your ID. Y'all gonna have to keep it down. It's like, they should have been fucking on their knees like, oh, what more can I get you? Yeah, keep buying. More drinks, anybody? It's like, that's what I'm talking about. So I don't mean to, I'm not going to get in the whole rant, but you remember yesterday, maybe even the day before, when I was talking about how California is a state of hustlers? And people come here and they bounce off of it when they figure out they don't have the hustle? That's what I'm talking about. That Southern bar owner would come to California and chase business out of the door and then leave and go like, it's a liberal hellhole. You can't even afford to pay the rent over there in California. It's a shithole. And really what happened was they don't have hustle. They've got that laissez-faire, who the fuck cares when it gets done Southern attitude. They see somebody with blue hair come in with a pocket full of money and they want to chase them out the door and not get the money. They just don't understand. You can't do that in California. If a dollar walks through the door and it's attached to a person that looks like your worst fucking enemy and has everything about them that just appalls you, you fucking say, "How can I help you?" And you get that money. I money spins. Racist money spins. Hick money spins. Cowboy money spins. Hillbilly money spins.
Now, yeah, if they're hurting other customers, that's different.
Yeah, they get the fuck out. But if they're just coming in looking different than the people that usually are in here and they got a fat pocket full of cash, I'm getting my hand in it. Yes, please. Yeah, anything else I can get you. Because that's what we call hustle. It doesn't exist down south. In fact, the opposite of hustle exists down south. It's a pay no mind, is what I like to call it. Oh, I'm supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock and it's already 8:30. Guess I'll start moseying over there then. Hubbity, hubbity, hub. Oh, I got a client that's about to pay me $2,000 for a roofing job, and I was supposed to meet them an hour ago, and I haven't even contacted them. I reckon in another hour or two, I might mosey over there and see if I can make that money. Do. That's the South, bro. That's the South. 100%, dude. Everything I dealt with in the South, every time I had to get like a service, right? It was late. It was a bullshit to set it up. And when the dude showed up, they act like they had a chip on their shoulder, like you're doing them a disservice for paying them money to take care of something for you. It was fucking insane, bro. Fucking insane. That type of behavior is why people bounce off of California like it's made of rubber. Because if you bring that, well, I reckon I don't feel like working today. I'm gonna go ahead and kick my feet up and cancel all my appointments. Your ass is grass out here, bro. Not in the West. In the West, you're going, how do I take care of this appointment and squeeze in 3 more today so I can get that money? What you smoking on there? Weed, sir. It's birthday cake. Hydroponic indoor birthday cake. It's hitting me like a ton of fucking bricks in the mouth. East Coast is kind of the same way. You take that Gadsden bar owner, right? And you know what? I reckon I want to try out the big city. I'm going to open a little bar in New York. All right, it's opening day and it says 6 p.m. open on the door. It's 6:03. Reckon I'm going to go head out back, have me a cigar, and kick my feet up for a minute, and then maybe I'll mosey out front and actually open up my business. 1 month later, oh, fuck this liberal hellhole. I can't even afford to live here and ain't nobody coming in. I guess I'm going to move on back to Kentucky.
You think I should stream these in the future? Or no?
I like it. But
yeah, you like the little seeds?
Yeah. I'm a berry guy, though.
Yeah.
I like the little seedies.
I don't mind it either. I was just asking. That would be helpful, but it's not. No biggie.
Yep. It's Polly fucking O. Reckon I'm gonna head on back to Kentucky. This California thing just ain't working out. 1 month later, How I Went to California and Why I Left by Cletus McWarren. Posted to Truth Social. Hey y'all, I'm from Kentucky and I decided I was going to try and move out west and open a business. The people there were all Karens. They got mad when I didn't open for an hour after I said I was going to be open, and they got mad when I showed no hustle or opportunities. So that liberal hellhole down there ruined me, and I had to pack up and come right back to Kentucky. You know how many poops are on the street at San Francisco? I never went to San Francisco, but I'm going to signal boost that there's poops all over the street of San Francisco. When I live down here in New Orleans, when there's real poops in the street. The reason I failed out west is because the liberals.
Yeah, like
Cope.
New Orleans is a cool city, but if you go in the summer, it literally smells like you're just walking through a pool of vomit.
Because you are.
And they were so lazy that they like figured out how to fix it, and they decided to stop fixing it.
Right?
Like, we figured out how to make it not smell like vomit. Oh, it keeps costing money to do it? Never mind.
San Francisco. New Orleans is nasty. Disgusting. The whole South is disgusting, dude. It reeks. The people are stupid and lazy. They've got absolutely no hustle. The ones that do hate it there and are desperately working on getting the fuck out, and the ones that don't love it. Love it. They're gonna lean on their shovel their whole fucking lives and live in a shed hole and be fucking happier than a pig and shit. Can you tell me something? What's carbon dioxide? Can you tell me something, sir? What's carbon dioxide? Not all of us. Well, the ones that want it are trying fucking desperately to get the fuck out.
Louisiana is ranked 50th. Remember, they supplanted Mississippi for the first time last year, I think it was.
Yeah. How I feel about Washington. So, as a California guy, I lived in Washington for a little over a year. Here's how I feel about it. Moving to Washington for me as a Cali kid was like saying, I want to give up 90% of the biomes of California in terms of like deserts, high deserts, low deserts, rainforest. I want to replace most of that with forest, a little bit of mountains, and I want to plop what would be one of the most expensive cities in California down and make that be the main city of the state. I liked it in Washington. It's very pretty there, but for what you have to spend to live in a nice place in Washington, you can live in paradise in California.
There's another problem with Washington, too.
What?
It's hella white.
Yeah, that is true. As a California kid who grew up in a place that was 75% Hispanic, when I go to a place and there's nothing but white folks around, I start to feel a little bit eerie. I like to see some diversity in the area I'm living in. When I move into white folktopia, it starts to feel a little crazy to me.
We were looking at one place somewhere, and we were like, oh man, that is a white town.
I mean, we can tell people because we ain't moving there. We're looking at Salem, Oregon.
Yeah.
As a possibility. And then we looked at some demographics and drove around it a little bit, and I was like, yeehaw, this place is white. So, something wrong, yeah. Donnie Slime, please. That's real easy, like real easy to debunk, and I've already done it. There is not a single Cali person that couldn't destroy the fucking market in Miami. This idea that, oh yeah, Most people can't make it in Cali, but Cali people can't make it in Miami. Florida really does think it's in the conversation. That's the cutest thing about Florida, I think, is like Floridians will hear Texans and Washingtonians and Oregonians and Californians and Nevadans and stuff arguing about which state is the best, right? And they'll pipe up like, what about Florida? And we're like, yeah, Florida. Anyway, like honestly, California's got to be the best, right? Well, Florida's got beaches. Yeah, Florida. Yeah, you got beaches. Anyway, California's got to be the best. I think Washington's got better beaches, though. I think Washington might be. Well, Florida's got better infrastructure. I mean, that's just untrue, Florida, but it's cool. It's cool. I understand. We understand.
Reason why people bounce off of Florida is like there's a fucking hurricane coming.
It's a shithole. They get hit
swamp.
by. They show up that year. As they're trying to get their business off the ground, they get hit by 3 hurricanes and half their shop falls into the ocean. And then there's some kind of fungal bloom in the ocean because it's 98-degree bath water. And now the air is filled with spores and shit coming off the... No, fuck you. Florida is hideous, bro. It is a mosquito-infested swamp that is slowly but surely sinking into its own footprint. It will not exist in 100 years. That's the truth.
Now, you don't see all the rich people, besides like the super conservative ones that are already ancient, moving to Florida.
You could fit the entirety of Miami-Dade into a corner of LA. I don't know what you're even talking about, bro. No Californian would have a hard time hustling fucking Miami, bro.
I just don't want to live in it.
You could fit the entirety of that fucking city into one suburb of the LA basin. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Good luck, though. Keep your head above the water, okay? Watch the skies. It's a slum state, yeah. It's awful. Humid, it's like 80-90% humidity every day, 90 degrees. You step out of the shower in the morning and you may as well not bother toweling off because you will not be dry all day. You can't wear light colored clothes like this because the pit stains will be insane as soon as you walk out of the door. It reeks because the air is stagnant and heavy from the moisture. So every fart and piece of shit that's like the odors don't dissipate. They just kind of hang like a cloud over the state. You're driving home from work and all of a sudden a Cat 5 hurricane hits and the fucking building blows over on you.
You know what Floridians are?
What?
They're the same people that are proud of working 60 hours a week.
Yeah, maybe. The truth about Florida is I feel like most of Florida is retirees that are looking for a cheaper place than California. And people that want to try and get something that approximates California but don't want to hustle. They don't want to actually make their bread, and so they go down to Florida because you can be a fucking semi-loser down there and make it.
What I meant, it was just like the people, like they're proud of it just because like we're tough enough to survive how shitty it is.
Yeah, it's so shitty. Look how easily we live in such a nasty shithole. It's like, good for you, little Florida. Good for you. Chunk of Florida is Canadians on retirement. Oh yeah, New York old people go to Florida to retire and die. It's old folks' homes and shitty amusement parks, swamp, mosquitoes, malaria, invasive species, a 98-degree ocean that has fucking green scum on top of it 3 months out of the summer because water's not supposed to ever get that fucking hot. It's like soup down there. All your coral reefs are dying. Your beaches are being eaten up by the fucking rising sea levels. Fucking 3 times a year, a Cat 5 levels 3/4 of your state. You whine to the rest of us to help pay it back, and we do. And then you come to us later when there's not a hurricane blowing up your state and go like, California's for pussies. Is California going to be for pussies when we finance the next rebuilding of your shithole? When your ramshackle town gets knocked over by a gust of wind? Are we going to be pussies then when we're doling out all of our hard-earned fucking tax money to float the rest of this shitty country? Do you know how much of the tax burden California is responsible for? As one state, it's responsible for, I think the last time I looked, over 40% of the nation's taxes. 50 states, we pay 40% of everything you have. California alone pays for you people to cope and pretend like where you live is good. Anything that is good is because California taxpayers financed it through the federal government. If we decided tomorrow that California was not going to pay taxes, the South would collapse. You guys would be eating each other's children in 3 fucking days. Soon as the Walmart finished getting looted, you guys would be done. It'd be over. Next hurricane that came through, it'd be devastated. There'd be a stripe of devastation down the fucking middle of Florida that wasn't rebuilt for fucking 50 years. But for some reason, you want to act like Californians are the pussies. Californians have the easy street, and Californians couldn't make it in Miami. Give me a fucking break, bro. Californians made Miami. Miami wouldn't exist if California didn't open its wallet every fucking month and pay the bills. That's true facts. You can look that up. Fuck making it in Miami. We created it. We facilitated its existence. Miami doesn't exist unless California pays its bills. You guys would sink into the fucking ocean and there would be no social services there overnight. If the federal disaster aid dried up, if the federal matching dollars dried up, if the federal poverty aid dried up, Miami would fucking be underwater in a week. Why you look like Jesus? Maybe I am Jesus. Ever think about that? Perhaps I am Jesus. Cali pays everybody's bills. That's right, Donnie Slime. You were the guy in here woofing on Miami. But then you now you agree that Cali's paying your bills and that's why Miami's even fucking navigable? Cool. So now you're on the same page. You learned. 30%. Fuck you, Zoomers, man. If what is on that package is true and that's 30% THC, that's fucking retarded. Oh, oh my fucking God. You Zoomers. Why does weed have to be any more strong than it already is? 30% THC, 3.23% terp. Oh fuck. That's like oh fuck me. Oh, that's like twice the quality. It's like twice the potency that I smoke usually. Oh fuck. Fucking Zoomers. Oh, Jesus Christ. Guess you just can't hang, old man? Dude, I'm willing to admit I can't. 30% is fucking crazy, bro. That's blow your head off with one hit. Crazy. Oh, got a cough to get off. True, but I cough way more than I like to now. My lungs are not what they used to, man. I used to be able to clear a fat bong. Everybody'd like half clear it and cough it out, and I'd clear that whole motherfucker and just blow it out of my nose. Go back for a second one. I can't do that shit, dude. The lungs have lost a step or two. I have to take these little sips of weed, and I cannot learn for the life of me what the right size hit for me to take is. I'm just coughing myself to death. Where's the fucking smokes?
That's it, baby.
We just had a brand new pack that I brought out here. There's
Oh.
no way we smoked that.
Oh. Did you
I literally just opened our last pack. There's no way we did.
leave it inside?
Yeah, maybe I did. What?
We did. We left it in there. Sorry.
Oh man, I had a Melvin just now. My whole shorts were at my butt crack, and I tried to pull them out, and they went back up my butt crack when I pulled. I had a whole ass Melvin.
I'm gonna try to get in the shade with you.
Oh, here, let's do this, baby. Let me see if I can give you a little more shade. Let me pull it this way. I got it.
You got
Uh, if you move that
Yeah,
way,
it's just a bad time of day
Yeah.
to get full coverage.
yeah, that's fine right there. That'll give you some shade. I don't mind being in the sun a little bit.
Get a trucker tan on your arm.
I was like riding down the road in the heading to see Dad the other day, and you know, I had the window down, and I got on the freeway, and it like blew my shirt up, and I saw my farmer's tan, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I need to go hit the beach and just like shirt off and get like a little toasty all over, not like dark, but like just a little color on me, cause like, dude, yeah, this farmer's tan is crazy. It's like down here brown, up here fucking white as the driven snow. I'd like to have a little toast on me." Guys, I'm gonna save up, move to California. Cool. You should do that. Is Amelia from California? If not, what did you think about this place when she first came?
I'm not from California. I think we didn't move to the best part of California. So
I remember
feel
you
like-
saying when we pulled in, like, you told me later that you were just like, "Oh no."
Not oh no, but just like I
Yeesh, maybe?
felt, yeah, a little yeesh.
Or maybe oof.
Yeah.
And then, so, keep going. Like, so that was your initial thing, was kind of like a little, like, oof. But, or is it still a little oof?
No, we went to the nice beaches and stuff, and you took me around. It's just, I feel like we haven't explored all that California has to offer.
I mean, I've lived here my whole life, and I still haven't. I've been to more places than you, but yeah, I mean, you know, we've driven through the high desert,
Mhm.
so you've seen Tehachapi. We've driven through Death Valley, so you've seen that. I think the only thing that we really haven't
We
done
haven't
here
done
is
Yosemite.
mountains.
Yeah.
Haven't done
Redwoods.
I'm sorry. Yosemite.
Yosemite.
Yosemite. The president knows. Listen, President Trump knows pronunciations, and it is Yosemite, not Yosemite, as these Native Americans would have said. It's Yosemite, okay? Our president is never wrong.
It was just, I think, like, not even oof about the area in general, but like the weather fucking shock of like getting used to Louisiana.
Yeah,
I feel like I acclimate pretty well to different climates.
Me
but-
too, but it takes me a while.
Yeah.
It takes me about a year to get in the
Yeah.
flow. And yeah, it's just way hotter and drier here than it is in Louisiana. And
The dryness, I think, was what bothered me at first because I had been in a lot of wet states.
I mean, not just wet states, the wettest state. Like
Yeah.
Louisiana is some of the most humidity
And
you
then
can get.
before that, it was India, but it was right on a river, so that was super wet.
Yeah.
And then Washington, super wet.
Yeah.
So it was just dry. I think.
All of a sudden you're in a desert. Like
Yeah.
that's what this is. We live
Yeah.
in a desert. It's just a irrigated desert.
Yeah.
So yeah. The air here is very dry. It's very routinely, very low humidity, 1%, 2% humidity, but very hot as well in the summer. So 120 degrees at 2% humidity is like an oven. It really is fucked.
I think once I acclimated to the dryness, it wasn't that bad. But
Yeah. Too many Mormons in southern Utah. Too many Mormons in Utah.
Utah is basically a Mormon colony. It was formed
Yeah.
for Mormons
No, it
by
was.
Mormons.
There was a whole war. They fought a war with the federal government and basically fought it to a stalemate in order to settle Utah. So, look up the Mormon War. It's fucking crazy. It's like a crazy. We should cover that.
We banned polygamy because of Mormons.
Yep. On the East Coast, the Mormon cult was growing, and it was getting in big enough numbers that the church as it stood felt threatened. And on top of that, the Mormons had this polygamy thing, which to them is normal, but to other Christians is the ultimate blasphemy. And they were doing it. They were just like, we're going to do it. And they said, no, you're not. And they persecuted and kicked every fucking Mormon out, drove them west. Well, the Mormons, being the industrious people they are, just were like, all right, well, let's find the best place we can find. They found Salt Lake City.
They breed like rabbits, so they filled
up the
state.
Of course, because they're fucking, like, one dude is fucking 8 chicks. He's got 8 wives. It's endless. So they went to Salt Lake City. This is a real truncation of what happened. They founded, the Mormon state. And then the federal government got wind that they had set up a sovereign nation on the continent. And we're like, nah. But you have to imagine, the entirety of what would have been the Continental Army at that time was on the East Coast, and there's no planes, there's no cars, there's no roads. So getting from the East Coast all the way to Utah, like, back in the day, like, 15 to 20% of people would just croak before they ever got there on the road, just due to exposure to the elements, fucking wolves attacking them, Indians attacking them. It was very dangerous, right? But the federal government sent some fucking federal troops, like a battalion out there, to quell the rebellion. And the fucking Mormons weren't having it. They fought back. And the federal government basically had to make a deal with them and bring them into a statehood and fucking recognize them. Because they literally, at that time, could not move enough military shit over there at a low cost to fucking deal with them. The end result is that Utah is like fucking one of the most beautiful states. I swear to God, it looks like something out of Lord of the Rings there in the mountains. When you are in the valley, right at the base, because there's very few foothills in like western and central Utah. It's all just like, the grade of the land is so slight that it looks flat, and then all of a sudden these giant mountains with snowy peaks. It's like Karadros, the pass of Karadros. But you can't buy a beer unless you go to a government store between the hours of like noon and 4 p.m. You can't get alcohol if you sit down at a restaurant. If you want to get a glass of wine, they serve fruit juice. It's fucking crazy there, bro. It's like religious nut zone. The whole state, though. So, like, I would totally, because I spent 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks, in Cedar City, Utah, which is absolutely fucking beautiful little mountain town with a beautiful college campus on it. They have a huge Shakespeare festival and acting festival there, collegiate level. That's why I was there. I was there with a show that I was in that won an Irene Ryan Award and was being invited to all these festivals. And so, it was a 2-week long festival and change, and we were there. We had to do multiple performances. Some other people from the school were competing in like monologues and stuff. It was a long time I spent there, and that place is just locked fucking down, bro. Locked down. Like, people get mad if you're standing outside and shit after a certain hour. Like, people look at you weird. We got complaints because a bunch of kids were living in a Motel 6. We were all college kids. We got complaints because we would step outside or step into the parking lot and smoke a cigarette late at night. And, like, the office was constantly, like, bothering the professor that was leading the whole, group of college kids, and that was the contact on all the rooms. Like, every night he got like a litany of complaints, and the complaints weren't like they were being too loud, they were being too raucous, they were drinking or fighting. It was, I saw them at 2 a.m. smoking in the parking lot. What is this? It's like, what? What do you fucking care if we had a cigarette in the parking lot? We were all quiet. We didn't wake you up. These people are fucking crazy down there, dude. And that was like people that were staying in that hotel reporting us. So it's like there's something about Utah, dude. It's a snitch state, dude. That's what it is. It's a state of fucking snitches. They'll tell on you in Utah. That's just the truth. You take that to heart too. If you ever decide to take a job there or move there, they'll snip. They'll tell. They're looking to cooperate with the government there in Utah. They'll tell. They'll file a police report on your ass for smoking on your fucking front lawn at 2 in the morning. They're looking to tell. They're looking to tell on you.
Yeah, it's fully half Mormon.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy up there. Goddamn, never catch me in Utah, right? Couldn't be me. Utah air quality is dog shit too. Yeah, that is true. Utah acts as a little bit of a ventilated pass that comes out of the Central Valley. So a lot of the dirty, shitty fucking air moves into their little passes and valleys between their mountains and stuff. And their air quality gets doo-doo. Doo-doo. I grew up with a bunch of Mormons in Canada, and half of them are wild. Yeah, Mormons really are wild fucking people, bro. There's a big Mormon population in the town that I grew up. Also a big Jehovah's Witness population there as well. And both of these are like door knockers, right? Mm-hmm. It used to be like dueling door knocks on Saturday when I owned a little house like this in a little neighborhood. So the first one would usually come at like 8 or 8:30, and it would be the Mormons. They like to come early in the morning for some reason when you're extra pissed off on a Saturday. They boom, boom, boom you. Hey, would you like to talk about the Lord Jesus Christ and his prophets here on earth and blah, blah, blah? Fuck you, no. Boom, you slam the door, you go back to bed. Then at about 10 or 11, boom, boom, boom. And it's the Jehovah's Witnesses. God bless you, brother. Would you like to talk about Jehovah? No!
You know what my mom did?
What?
She exploited the Jehovah's Witnesses to help move all the shit into the house. They started knocking when we first moved in. It's like,
yeah.
And then like, oh, you know, we just moved here. It's like, oh, can we help you move your stuff in? Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So you can exploit them a little bit.
There's this song called Satan, all in caps. Mm-hmm. And it's on, you guys can look it up. It's on the Spawn soundtrack. And it starts with this looped sample that goes Satan, 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 right? And so I set up a boombox on a stool by my front door, and this is how I finally got them to stop coming. I set up a boombox right by the front door, just on a bar stool, all right? Old boombox that I had. I burned that track onto a CD and put it in the boombox, right? Back then, I don't have it anymore because it got worn to raggedy shit, had a Marilyn Manson t-shirt. You know the one where it's just a big picture of his face? He's got the white contact lens in one eye and the black contact lens in the other eye. And he just looks real creepy and evil, right? I had that shirt. So I put that shirt, I folded that shirt right by the front door and put it on the stool with the boombox, okay? Can you play the song, Four Big Guys? No, shut up. So I had that ready, right? Boom, 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 boom. Knock would come at 8 a.m., right? That's gonna be the Mormons, right? Had the volume cranked all the way to max already. Had the fucking thing queued up and ready to go. So I would take my shirt off as I was walking over to the door blearily. I would grab my Manson shirt, throw it over my head. I would just leave my hair sticking out every fucking which way and my eyes all crusty and my nose running and shit. And I would hit the play button, right? Satan, 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 Satan. And I'd open the door and I'd go, what? I did that to both the Mormons and the Jehovah's, and they stopped coming. It was cool. It worked. But that was a big fucking production that I had to do. They would have just bothered me every goddamn week.
I'm gonna enjoy a little shade.
Hey, Paul, they just announced an election in my country, the UK. Cool. I don't really follow UK politics all that much. If you want to tell me like what your read is on it, I'd be interested to hear kind of just like a base read from somebody who's there. Tell them I'm Jewish, pisses them off. I don't know. See, that's the thing is I tried that whole thing. I would be like, I'm an atheist. Oh, that's okay. Nothing wrong with hearing some words. It'd be nice to have just a chit chat with neighbor to neighbor. You know, they love that shit, dude. These are professional fucking door knockers, bro. You gotta startle them, because even just like opening the door and saying no and slamming it, they'll come back the next day. They think that's a win. That's like they get praise for that in their churches. They want to piss you off. They want you to be angry at them. That's why they show up at 8 a.m. So you've got to fucking flip the script to really get them. And it was a startle thing. I have done that before too. That didn't seem to bother them though. Answer the door with a joint hanging, just like, what? Hello, sir. Have you heard the good news of Jehovah? No. Well, would you like to? Answer the door naked? Nah, because then they could fucking... They could make like a flasher complaint on you. You can't break the law. You just do something obnoxious that's totally fine to do in your house, like play Satan, Satan, Satan from fucking the Spawn soundtrack as loud as your boombox will go. Wear a spooky Marilyn Manson t-shirt. Open the door hella quick. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't just like... I'd start it. Satan, Satan. Rip it open. What? What? Oh, excuse me, sir. We're sorry to bother you. We're gonna... Get up. Satan, Satan. Just leave it playing so they hear it. That's what you had to do. Basically, I had to troll them. Yeah. The startle response was real. It is illegal if you put up a posted notice, no solicitors, blah, blah, blah. But you have to fucking have a big notice on your front door. But it is illegal if you have a posted no solicitation notice. I just didn't want to like fuck up my front door by hanging a stupid street sign on it to like get rid of these fucking religious idiots. See, I've done that before, Big Shag. I've said, oh, I'm going to have them in. I'm going to invite them in. I'm going to get them a cup of coffee, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to dismantle their religion. They love that shit. We planted a seed today. They don't know. No, you don't do that, dude. It's a waste of your fucking time. They're not listening. They're not listening. They love it when you try and engage your intellect with their shit because they have all this pre-made answers they're supposed to do. They're trained for that, bro. It's not the way you get rid of them. It's not the way... If you invite them in, they'll come more. Honestly, my mom had a dude that was a door knocker. He was a Jehovah's Witness. And she invited him in one time, and he became like a family friend. She would have him over all the time. And he would come, and he would bring his little Jehovah's Witness fucking testament, and he would read out of it to her and shit, and they would have coffee. And that dude, I remember that dude from my childhood. They'll come more if you invite them in. Yeah, there's no engaging intellect with them. There's no fucking yelling at them and telling them you're not interested, and they won't go away unless they're afraid of you. And the only way you can legally make them afraid of you is to do totally legal things in your house that are contrary to what they believe. Things like listening to a song that revels in the awesomeness of Satan, wearing a picture of an androgynous man who looks like a demon, and opening your door faster than fucking light. Just like going from 0 to 100. Satan! Satan! What? What do you want? Oh, Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry to bother you. We're gonna go on down the road. Thank you. That's what you had to do. That's it. What do you want? You do anything physically violent, you fucking have a gun or something on you, and you kind of like act like you're gonna brandish it. You have a bat when you open the door. They could fucking file a police report for menacing or something. What are they gonna file a police report on? We knocked on his door at 8 a.m. and then he played horrible Satan music and opened the door rapidly. That's not illegal. But they will sue your ass if you're threatening them, or like somebody earlier was like hit on them. Nah, they'll go right down to the police, file a sexual complaint on you. You can't do that shit. What if it is a cute girl? It's never a cute girl. So don't even worry about that. When you get out on your own, if you're not, you'll realize cute girl Mormons that door knock, they're not real. Moonum, nope. Exposure. Indecent exposure. You got to be smart about it. %90 of them are fake and straight up grifters. Yeah. They're in it for the community. They're in it for the kind of like confirmation bias of a bunch of other people that believe the same crazy shit that they do. But if you were to like hook these people up to a lie detector or give them a dose of sodium pentothal or something and question them, they would tell you straight up, I don't believe any of this bullshit. I just do it because I don't know who I am, and I feel like I'd be lost without this community, and I don't know how I would deal with reality if I couldn't put a magical man at the head of it. It's just bullshit. I think that's most religious people, though. I think that's most religious people. I think it's very, like, if you did a fucking, like, truth serum dose on every religious person on this planet, I think you'd find that probably, like, 85% of them don't actually believe what they profess to believe. They do it because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like they can look down their noses at other people. It lets them judge people and feel righteous about it. It lets them feel morally superior to other people. It lets them feel, it engages their Dunning-Kruger because they can act like they're wise because they follow Christ, even though, like, usually, like, eventually they'll run into a dude like me that doesn't believe but knows their Bible better than them, and then they get mad. You know what I mean? It's very much not about what they believe. It's about how they need to feel inside. And I'm telling you right now, dude, maybe you think it's a hot take. You hook every Christian in this country up to a truth serum and ask them, do you believe in Jesus Christ as you profess with your mouth to? They're going to say, no, I do not. Why do you do it? Because I'm afraid, scared, have a very low self-image, and having this religious thing that I can hold over other people's heads lets me feel superior. Oh, okay. What about the Bible? Do you think it's true? No, I don't. You don't think it was written by a god? No. I think it was written by a bunch of old men, and I think it was cobbled together over centuries. In fact, I know that's true, but in order for me to feel morally superior to other people and calm the fear inside of me and the uncertainty about having to be an adult in the world, I latch on to it, and I have to pretend that it's real, and I have to pretend that I believe that every word in it is true, even though it's filled with a bunch of gobbledygook that I know is not true. Okay. I'd say about 85% of not just Christians, religious people would fall into that category. I'd say and that might be generous. I think there's about 15% of people out there who are very, very religious and who are living by the courage of their own conviction. See, like, Christians don't understand something, and I'm going to start saying this to them. When they talk to me about Christ, and I know that they live in a 2-story house in a nice neighborhood, I don't even want to hear it. Because I know that Christ said that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom. So already you're coming to me as a hypocrite and trying to convince me that you're correct. So Christians have like a huge hill to climb with me. Because if you're not living the courage of your convictions, if you're not doing your calling, you're called to be Christ-like, then you're really living in odds with what you profess with your mouth. See, I know your Bible, right? And I know your Jesus. I know what he had to say about rich men, moneylenders, scoffers, judgmental people, people that judged the meek, the sinners, the mild, the least among us. I know what he had to say about those people. You should too, as a Christian. But you probably don't, because you're probably going to a prosperity gospel church. Those are called poverty pimps. And when Jesus came back to his temple and found his temple filled with poverty pimps, he thrashed them, flogged them, flipped their tables, and said, "Get thee hence from my Father's house." You guys have allowed the poverty pimps to move back in. And you're poverty pimps now too, because you're professing with your mouth that you follow in the footsteps of Christ and seek to be Christian, right? Being a Christian means that you seek to be Christ-like in all things, and you're living in a nice house, and you're driving a $70,000 car, and you have 8 kids, and they all have iPads, and they all have every fucking brand new phone. You're spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to maintain your shitty lifestyle, when Jesus called you to be in poverty, to give everything of your fruits to the meek, the mild, the needy, the poor, the least. That's what you're called to do. And so very few Christians do that. And very few of those ever find me. That 99% of the time when a Christian comes to me to talk about my soul, I want to tell them, "Get thee hence from me, hypocrite. I never knew you." Just like their father is going to say to them if they happen to be right. Jesus said that if you profess with your mouth Christianity, but you live in sin, that when you come to him in the kingdom looking for succor and support, he will turn his back and say, "Get thee hence from me, I never knew ye." And so that's what I say to you if you're a rich person and you want to talk to me. And when I say rich, I don't mean millionaire. I mean, you got hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're sitting pretty in your nice little house and you want to tell me about my eternal soul? Get right with your God first. I don't know how you reconcile that. You could be a good pastor. I'd be the best pastor. So that's the thing. Christians are so lucky that I have a stripe of fucking integrity in me. I would not like to have a job where it was my job to lie to people's faces all day. But if I decided that I wanted to grift the Christian community, I'd have a huge church. I'd build a huge community. People would say, "I've never heard a man that speaks like this man before. I've never heard a man that speaks like this man before. All the days of my life since before I was born. I never heard a man speak like this man before." They'd be singing fucking hymnals. They'd be giving their money to poverty. Not me. Not the church. We'd be meeting in a fucking tiny little place. And every one of these motherfuckers that profess with their mouth to follow Christ would hate me because I would be a standing reminder that they're not doing it. You want to walk in your pretty fucking $300 Versace dress into my church? I'm going to cast you out of the temple like Jesus did the moneylenders. You show up in poverty and in humbleness before Christ. You show up to find out what it is you can give of yourself to the least among us. That's what church is about if you come to my church. Not a single one of these Christians would attend it because it's too much Jesus. Too much Jesus, too little gossip. Too much Jesus, too little social club. Sorry. And ultimately, that's why I'm not a Christian. Because I watch the people that follow this philosophy profess with their mouths that they love a man that would rebuke them. Were he real and the Son of God, Jesus would turn his back on most of this church. And I think Christians know that. If they don't, they ought to open their Bible. You guys ever heard of the Gnostic gospel that was cut during the Council of Nicaea, when it was decided by a bunch of men that Jesus was not a man but a God? You ever heard of the Gnostic gospel? The Gnostic gospel quotes Jesus as saying, "The power of Christ is in you. It is not within the stones of the church." Some reason that Jesus quote didn't make it into the final Bible, because it didn't empower the clergy. In fact, it disempowered them. But those are the words of Jesus. You can look it up. Power of Christ is in you, not in the stones and walls of your church or the vestments of your holy men. I've never heard a man that speaks like this man before. Forgot that quote? So have the Christians, conveniently. Conveniently, the Christians will quote Jesus at you all day when they think it stands in judgment of the way that you're living. But then they'll show up in their stone churches and pray loudly and openly, when their Bible tells them, do not make a fucking spectacle of yourself in prayer. Go into your closet and pray to your Father in solitude and quietness. But then they want to go to church and sing hallelujah from the top of their heads and then go out and proselytize to the homeless and give them a loaf of bread and pat themselves on the back. Oh, we did a good thing. Jesus would spew you from his mouth. You are neither hot nor cold. You are lukewarm. So I spew you from my mouth. That's more Jesus. Well, technically that's God, but if you believe in Jesus, Jesus is God, right? He's part of the triune Godhead. Keep preaching. I can keep going. I know Jesus. I know the words that he said, and I know what he prescribed, and I know what he called his followers to do. Jesus did not run around accumulating wealth and spending it on himself. Jesus walked around barefoot with a bunch of other barefoot, smelly dudes, serving the poor every day of his life. Okay?
Checking him for fleas, but he seems to like the scritches this little brush gives him.
Yeah, well, give him a good comb through with it then.
Yeah. He likes the scritches.
Yeah. Christians have a real hill to climb with me. And most of them are not willing to live by the courage of their convictions. They want to sit in their opulence and profess with their mouth about my soul. They haven't taken care of their own. If their own soul is not in order, why would I listen to them worry about mine? If they're a standing refutation of everything that their Christ believed, and they want to open their mouth and profess with their mouths that they follow him and stand in judgment of me or my type, I ask them on what basis they do that, and they can't answer me. I ask them when they're planning on giving their life to poverty and giving every cent that they have to the poor. They never answer. They have an excuse for why Jesus would be okay with them being opulent, rich, and fat. Jesus didn't make excuses. Like I said, when he found the opulent, rich, and fat occupying his Father's house when he returned to Jerusalem, he cast them out with a sword. He flogged them. He flipped their money lending tables and cast them from his Father's temple. Now you have set up shop in his Father's temple and you think he's not going to flip your table? You think he's going to be happy that you walked around this world professing judgment with your mouth in his name, but never made a move to live his life or to apply his teachings in your own? You cherry-picked him so you can stand in judgment to other people, and you think that the Father that you worship is going to open you into the kingdom of heaven with open arms and hold you in forgiveness and love? He told you what he's going to do to you. He's going to turn his back on you. He's going to say, I rebuke you, I never knew ye, and you will burn for eternity. And you want to profess with your mouth that I will burn? Point not out the mote in my eye before you deal with the log in yours. That's Jesus. You know what that means? Don't nitpick my life while your life is an egregious fucking mess. Don't talk to me about loving Christ when you live an opulent, rich, and comfortable life. And if you want to do mental gymnastics to make yourself feel good, don't bring your garbage to me, because I know your Jesus. I know your religion, back and forward. I've read your Bible. Okay? If you want to open your mouth to me and profess your concern for my eternal soul, you better be standing in front of me Jesus-like. You better be standing in front of me humble, poor, destitute, and in servitude, because that's how Jesus called for you to be. If you were a camel trying to climb through the eye of a needle, aka a rich man trying to enter the Father's kingdom, you have no words from me. Your mouth, the words of your mouth are dead before they reach my ears. It is by your fruits that I will know you. And the fruits that I see cast off of Christianity these days are ugly, rotten, bigoted, and judgmental. By your fruits, you will know them. If there were real Christians in this country, they would be casting succulent fruit so far and wide that I would not be able to deny the truth of their philosophy. But they don't exist. And they love that Jesus talked about how fallen sinners will keep sinning. They fall back on that excuse. Oh, you want to stand and judge me? Well, I am a sinner. And I've laid that sin at the hands of my confessor. And you continue to live in it. So if the moneylenders had confessed with their mouths that they were sorry and then moved back into the temple, do you think Jesus would have fucking forgiven them? No. You profess dead words with your mouth. They fall dead to the ground because your fruits are rotten. You cast rotten, bigoted, judgmental fruit, and you want me to pick it up and eat it. No, sir. No, ma'am. You got a problem with me. I was raised in the church, and I've done probably more reading than your average Christian on Christianity and in the Bible and the words of Jesus and the application of his faith. And that's sad. Jesus would rebuke that were he real. Now, I don't think Jesus is coming back. I don't think Jesus is coming back on a golden unicorn with the trumpets of angels blaring. But if he is, if I'm wrong about that, you're every bit as fucked as I am. Every bit. Paul, how do you feel about the Apostle Paul? Another guy that the Christians love to quote but hate to talk about. The Apostle Paul persecuted Christians. He was known as Saul of Tarsus. He was a criminal, a liar, a cheater, a swindler, and a huckster. And Jesus lifted him to his most important disciple. More of the Bible is attributed to the Apostle Paul than any other fucking writer. The Apostle Paul provides the structure for Christianity, and he was the lowest of the low. Saul of Tarsus was the lowest of the low. Awful person. And Jesus lifted him and ascended him to apostlehood. And if you believe in Christ, called on him to provide the structure of God's word on earth in the New Testament. Saul of Tarsus is a standing refutation of what most Christians live and believe. They would look down their noses at people like Saul of Tarsus, the drug dealers, the gays, the lesbians, the people they feel are called to sin. They love to look down their noses, make fun, fight a culture war with those people, and otherize those people. Jesus would be moving among them, loving them, hugging them, bringing them to his bosom. The least among you, the sinners, the downtrodden, the poor, those that are on the other end of the boot of fucking, discrimination and bigotry. Yeah. Jesus would walk among those people. He would elevate those people. He would show his fruits to those people, and by his fruits, they would know him. Christians don't do that here or anywhere in the world. The church is rich. The church is decadent. The Catholic Church that the Christians like to act like isn't Christ-like until they agree on something is a pedophile factory. They move pedophiles around like pieces on a chessboard, and they reoffend. There are millions of unnamed victims over the years of the Catholic Church worldwide. Millions. There are over 500,000 in France alone. I'll say that again. 500,000 in France. Christians want to act like that's not really Christianity. Of course, until Catholics agree with them on something. No true Christian. Clean up your backyard, people. The church is decadent, opulent, rich, and ritualistic. And Jesus would fucking burn it to the ground, and you know it. You know it. Power of Christ is in you, not in the stones and walls of your churches and the holy vestments of your men. In omni Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. I'm done talking about religion for the day. Good. I can ban you, Roger Fox, if you want to be a little shitbag. Or you can act like an adult in here and not pretend I have you chained to a radiator. If you're bored or not liking what I'm talking about, keep it to your fucking self or leave. We cool? We cool. Vibes restarted. Hey, everybody. We're done talking about religion for the day because it just makes me fucking sour. Hypocrites and people that would argue for being hypocritical make me real sour. How are you guys doing today? I'm going to pack a bowl, and I recommend you do the same thing. I'm going to toast a bowl here. Why? Because I gotta.
Cricket's so sneaky. I was like calling for him around the house because I haven't seen him in a while. I know he likes hanging out in your office, so I looked in your office and I didn't see him. But after calling him a while, he kind of moseyed his way out of your office. Like, where were you hiding in that office?
He goes in behind my thing, my backdrop.
Yeah.
He gets in. I've seen him weaving his way out of the closet, so he gets back in there between the boxes that are in my little storage closet. He's got a couple little places that are real sneaky. I shall follow your recommendation. Just started a new Kenshi game because that guy mentioned the game. Dude, I have too many games going right now, man. Gaming is really fucking great, isn't it? I'm playing Kenshi. Not Kenshi, sorry. I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. And by the way, the most beautiful game that I've ever played in my life. It's like seriously a tier above on the PC with the new DLSS and maxed out settings and all the stuff you can do on PC that PS5 would choke on. I've got it cranked to the absolute max on a 240 millisecond refresh OLED. And it is fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable that game is real. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful. So I'm playing that. I'm really enjoying it. I'm playing it on like Insanity or whatever the fucking absolute top difficulty is because I found it a little easy on hard. People told me too that this is a hard game. And I started playing it on hard, and I just like the first probably 20 encounters that I had, I never got close to dying on hard. Just heal, you know, if I took a hit, I healed, I'd roll out of the way, I'd fucking kill the guys. Like literally, I didn't die, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm like probably 3 hours into the game. I've had 20 big encounters with different types of Mongols. I fought like 3 or 4 leaders. I've beaten a couple bosses, and I literally haven't died yet. Let me go ahead and bump it up to insanity or whatever. So I did, and now the game is a little challenging for me. Like I will die. There's some difficulty. Yeah, I mean, now I'm experiencing it because I turned on insanity, which basically means that if I take one hit, I die. So it really puts me on the spot. I can take maybe an arrow, but I have to heal real quick. I can take a glancing blow, but if somebody comes up to me and stabs me with a sword, I fall over dead. And that's what insanity does. I think it also gives more health to the enemies and makes my attacks do less damage, so it kind of like makes me have to work harder. Mongols, are you Chinese in this game? No. The game takes place on the Japanese island of Tsushima, and it's a Mongol invasion. I don't know how the historicity of it, but the Mongols, like one of the sons of Genghis Khan, leads a Mongol army and invades the island of Tsushima, and you are one of the few remaining samurai after the big battle where they all die, and you are trying to help liberate the island. It's a very rote story, you know. You could take that and say, you're the hacker and the government has gone out of control and you're driving around trying to do illegal things to undermine their authority, and that would, you know, like it's basically the same fucking thing, right? Mongols invaded lots of places like Japan. Yeah, they did. I know that, but I just don't know how close to historicity Ghost of Tsushima is. But I've been playing that. I've been playing Star Citizen. I'm fucking balls deep in Star Citizen. I have to get a more stable internet. Right now, I'm doing like what you call it, wireless on my PC. It's 99% of the time it's fast enough, but it does have little stutters here and there. And when that happens in Star Citizen, the game will crash. Like if you desync from the server, it is not good at resyncing you. It's not good at doing like client side lag management. It'll literally just fuck you up. And so I've died and wasted a bunch of money a bunch of times because my internet has a little fucking wireless stutter, and Star Citizen just can't recover, it seems. I'll be disconnected without knowing I'm disconnected, and I won't notice until something just won't work. And then I'm like, oh, I'm like desynced or something, and I have to restart. And when you do that in space, it's like you lost your ship, basically. And you have to go all the way back. You start in a fucking space station. You have to wake up, run all the way to your ship thing, wait 9 minutes for it to respawn because it was blown up. It's fucked. So I can't play it right now as much as I want until I get my fucking PC wired up properly. But I'm playing that. I had a playthrough going of another fucking game too, and I can't even fucking remember now. I just have too many good games to play. The Mongols attempted an attack on Japan is where the word kamikaze comes from. A storm destroyed some Mongol ships. Cool. I did not know that. Yeah, I did know that the Mongols invaded all over Asia and, you know, India, modern day India. I mean, they were everywhere, right? All the way into Europe, right? So the Mongols were kind of everywhere, and the sons of Genghis Khan would lead these raid parties and crazy fucking forays and all of that into the... Lots of Asians in Fresno? Yes. There's a large Hmong community here. There's a large Vietnamese community here. There's a large Korean community here. Fresno, because of its agricultural background, and it's kind of like a hub of the one big city and kind of a sea of agriculture, a lot of people came here. There's a large, oh God, what are they called? Armenian community in Fresno. The main big, nice, raked classical theater here in Fresno is called the William Saroyan Theater. William Saroyan is a really well-known Californian author and Armenian immigrant, or son of Armenian immigrants. So yeah, there's a huge Armenian population here. Um, Obviously, a huge Hispanic population. California was Hispanic far before the United States was even a concept. And so, there are lots of Native American Indians here. There are lots of Mexicans, Central American, South American peoples here. So yeah, this area is really kind of culturally diverse. What it doesn't have is a whole lot of black people. It's not like black people are non-existent here, but there's not like what I would call a huge minority of black people in this area. And Indians. There are a lot of Indian immigrants here. In fact, here in the Central Valley in the Fresno area, likely if you have a doctor, they are probably Indian or Pakistani. Dr. Anwar, Dr. Aziz, Dr. Sunwar, Dr. This, yeah, right? Indian, Pakistani. So there's a huge population of those subgroups, those racial and cultural subgroups here in this town. Did you see all the incels cry about the new Assassin's Creed? No. I don't tune into their little rage fits anymore. It's so stupid and they're so ineffectual that it's just like some kind of entertainment that I'm not in sync with. I don't bother with it. Wasn't a Pakistani doc who was part of that one story you told? He had a huge finger. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You must have good food there. Yeah, lots of good food. Great Asian food. Great, as you might imagine, Mexican food, Central American, South American food. Great Indian food. Um, there's great Armenian food, Mediterranean food. I mean, there's like a way more great food in this little farm town. Well, it's not little. There's over 1 million people in the county, but this farm town than you would think. Yeah, but that's just true of California in general. Usually, little tiny towns might not have a whole lot of great food, but if you're in a town of like 500,000 people or more in California, you can find all kinds of food, and you will find all kinds of people living there. Incels cried about ACY from the little bit that I saw that crossed my path as like blurbs or in shorts or whatever. They're doing an Assassin's Creed that is based in Japan, and you will be a samurai, but the main character will be a female samurai. And they're mad because there were no such thing as female samurais, and this is just feminist bullshit. That's what I think is going on, and it's the most retarded thing. You know what? There's also no such thing as a fucking machine that sends you back into the genetic memories of your direct blood ancestors and lets you change the past, okay? So if you want to get technical and you want to say, oh, Assassin's Creed is not based in reality, you might want to start at the premise. You might want to start at the premise that there's some kind of fantastical machine that sends your mind into your genetic ancestors' fucking past and you can change the future. It's a fiction game. It's a fiction game. There were no samurais that were inhabited by the souls of future people trying to use them to change the future because a secret organization of worldwide assassins is fighting a secret organization of worldwide crusaders. The whole thing is not real. And I feel like chuds are getting mad about the wrong fucking thing. If you want a real game, don't play Assassin's Creed. It's not a real game. Dude, the last Assassin's Creed game that I played a literal Greek god. Okay? I played a Greek god that could leap tall buildings in a single bound and lift giant boulders and throw them at people and stop time and shit, okay? What are you talking about? Realistic. Were there female samurai back in Japan? Doubt it. Were there super fucking soldiers running around doing backflips off of the fucking thing and assassinating 8 people with daggers in midair? Nope. So what's the problem? I'm a chud and I have to get fucking offended because a woman's in a game. I'm a chud. They put a black person in the game. I'm a chud. They put a woman that doesn't conform to my beauty standards in the game. This isn't even realistic. Boo! Boo! I'm a fucking gamer. I'm a gamer and they put a trans person in this game. Holy shit, now I can't even get away from the ideology in my video game. Boo! Boo! Video essay, video essay. I mean, how long is it gonna go, bro? These dudes, man. And you know what the sad thing is? And this is gonna be kind of a chud point, but I think it's real. Most of these dudes just really need to get laid. I think if these dudes, a lot of these dudes that are pissed off about this shit, just got them some like pussy or butthole or whatever they're into, I feel like that this whole thing would blow over. Not gonna happen, unfortunately. I know, because you don't just accidentally get laid while sitting in your DX racer chair smelling like a fucking pile of neglect and playing World of Warcraft and Fortnite till your eyes bleed and then arguing with your mom about when you're gonna move out or spending too much on her credit card on Robux or whatever the fuck. Like that, you're never gonna get pussy in that scenario. So you're always gonna be mad at something. You're always going to be all pent up and blue balled and like, there's a woman in a game, fuck this man, fuck this bitch, you know what I mean? And then if just you would just like go outside and meet a chick and blow a load in her, you'd be like, ooh, man, this game is actually kind of cool, man. Fuck, I actually like this game. I thought the female samurai was going to be lame, but actually fucking hella fun, bro. Or whatever, right? That's all it would take. Yeah, just reeking like a pile of laundry that somebody forgot for a year, you know, and it was filled with dirty underwears and workout clothes. They just smell like that. They look like that. They look like they were made out of a pile of smelly, moldy laundry. They're pimply, pale, fat, overweight, fucking socially maladapted, so women fucking won't even come near them because they just give off a creepy, desperate vibe everywhere they go, and they want to blame fucking media for it, you know? Because if they look at the real problem, which is themselves doing nothing, then they'd have to like work on it and not spend all day complaining about it and coping about it on the internet. It's exactly, Jason. It's like the big hullabaloo that people had over Harry Potter. Do you know how many of those fucking people that were like, fuck this, on both sides? Because there were people that were mad. There was rightoids mad that there was a trans person in it. And there were leftoids mad because J.K. Rowling doesn't conform to whatever their language laws are internally. And they all said, fuck this game, it's gonna suck. And it was the greatest game the year it came out. You know how many of those people that like acted like they weren't gonna play the game had it pre-ordered already? So they could get the Slytherin costume, the pre-order Slytherin costume? Do you know how many of these people spoke out of this side of their mouth at you, telling you to revolt against the Cultural Revolution? And then on this side of their mouth, they were like, how much money can I spend to get the special edition of this game so that I can play it 10 hours early? You know how many of these people did that to you, dude? This is a nothing burger, bro. Paul's projecting? No, actually. I never made one moral panic or anything. So for me to be projecting, I would have to be a dude that was constantly moralizing about too many women in movies or video games. So if the next thing I see out of you is stupid and completely wrong and shows that you have Dunning-Kruger and don't understand the term projecting, I will ban you. You've regressed so much. Watch this regression. Take care of Michael Pearson, please. Let's get him on another alt. Watch that regression. Watch it just rewind. I can smell you through my phone. Yeah, I smell like fucking Pantene Pro V. I got out of the shower fucking earlier. What are you talking about? Oh, God. Dude that fucking showered this morning smells like soap and shampoo. What a reeky bastard. What a stinky boy. So fucking funny, dude. What happened to Salt Rackus? You can watch the beginning of this. I already talked about it. We're not going to go through the whole fucking thing again. To put it short, if you don't care to go watch the whole explanation, I said that I would shut it down if any drama landed on my doorstep or I felt like Game of Thrones shit was starting to happen, and it did, and I shut it down. Like not Game of Thrones shit didn't start to happen, but I smelled it on the wind, and drama started landing in my lap every day for 3 days in a row, and I was like, well, fuck this, didn't work. And that's what I said I would do from the very jump. From the very start, I said as soon as this place becomes a nuisance to me and not a cool place to hang out, it's gone. It became a nuisance. So that's really all the drama, too. That's all on me. I didn't close it down because people freaked out. I closed it down because I started to smell it going sour between mods and other people in the community. And there was people started coming to me here and there, fucking, oh, there's a problem. Paul, I need you to do this. Paul, oh God, we got to talk about the Discord. Paul, I need to talk this, that. And it was 3 days in a fucking row. And I was like, I ain't doing this, dude. I'm not going to be the head schoolmaster and the head mediator between a bunch of people that have, like, problems they ought to sort out personally between themselves are now my job. Nah, that's not chill. So for the last, like, 3 days, I barely chilled at Salt Rackus. Because I was handling, like, well, I was busy a lot, but I was handling, like, when I did have Salt Rackus time, it was like, I had to go in a fucking private room with my mods, I had to answer DMs, I was, you know, and it was 3 of that in a row, so. Never got the chance to burn out and be a big fucking drama pit, because I've already done 2 of those, okay? I was, like, the head decision maker and kind of the guy with responsibility on the DP subreddit. That was a fucking flaming dumpster fire, you know. And then the DFF subreddit was, in my opinion, even worse flaming dumpster fire for me personally, because, like, I'm a very private guy when it comes to shit that has no place on the internet, and kind of like my personal life was leaked onto the internet in various ways when that one flamed out. And yeah, so when I did this last one, you know, from the very jump, I was like, hey, any fucking drama or bullshit, the first whiff of it I get. The first time I feel like, I don't want to go in there because it might be drama, I'm just killing it. And last night was it. You know, yesterday, and nobody on the mod team or anything even really knew this, but yesterday was one of the biggest work days that I've had in months. I literally streamed, I believe I figured it out, for 13 hours yesterday. In various capacities. I was live in front of the camera for 13 hours, and then when I finished and all I wanted to do was crawl in bed, I had Discord drama to deal with. And, you know, I really did. Like, during the show, during, like, downtimes and little things where the guys were going off on a tangent and I wasn't paying close attention, I was kind of in the back of my mind trying to come up with ways that I could do it. I was like, oh, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. Trying to keep ways of keeping the place cool, but squashing the drama. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized there's no way to, like, squash this in the cradle before it becomes a big swishy piece of drama unless you do what you said you were going to do and do what you told people you were going to do. And that's where I just landed, man. And yeah, I think it was the fucking 100% right decision. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was fun while it was there, dude. I met some really cool people, and hey, I'm gonna chill on TJ's Discord and stuff. Probably not for a while. I need a little Discord break, but I don't know. I might pop in there sooner rather than later, you know. But yeah, I don't have time to manage people's fucked up personal lives. You know, I wanted to have that place as a really nice, chill place for me to come and hang and smoke weed and talk to my fans and stuff, and it couldn't be that, so it had to go. And yeah, it leaves a lot of hurt feelings and stuff in its wake. But, you know, the people whose feelings are hurt by it were warned. And I don't know what they, I think they, at least maybe now they learned that when Paul's ego says something, he means it. You know, maybe they thought that I was just kind of trying to be a hard ass to really drive it home. I don't do that. I used to be a guy that would do that. Like, I'd be a hard ass up front, but then when people fucked up or when it turned out to be not the way I wanted it, I'd just go like, all right, acquiesce, let's people please, let's get everybody in a room and I'll mediate. That was the DP subreddit and the DFF subreddit, right? It didn't work, bro. People don't care. It's not like people want it to be solved. That's the thing about drama, right? They want it to continue. And so as soon as I started having that happen to me 3 days in a fucking row, and especially on my busiest fucking day in months, And I'm looking down the pipe of like, I'm out of town starting this Friday because I'm traveling to a couple of places to check them out to see if I want to move there this summer. I've got a bunch of show shit on my plate. I have to watch my show while I'm on fucking a trip trying to find where to move. And I was just like, dude, I gotta handle this now because if dude, if something goes down in the middle of my fucking vacation, I'm gonna rage out and say hurtful things to everybody on my mod team. You know, because that is just unacceptable to me for like somebody's personal life to interfere. Somebody like honestly I've never met or don't know well, their personal life, something that has nothing to do with me, is going to cause me angst when I'm trying desperately to fucking manage my business and find a new place to live. Nah. Yeah, it had to go, you know, 100% had to go. Well, this one didn't. You know, I said at first, this Discord will not dissolve into drama. As soon as I saw it heading in that fucking general fucking direction, it got yanked. It was not shut down. I didn't fire all my mods and cause a bunch of drama. It's just gone. Like it was never there. And it'll never come back. If I ever make another Discord, it will be me and Amelia. Those will be the only two mods. And it will be nothing but a VC. There will be no text chat. There will be no bullshit. The only text chat that there will be like the music bot chat. So people can use that, use a bot. That'll be it. And if anybody posts anything that isn't music bot in that, they're just banned. You know, and that'll be like months down the road because I need a Discord break, dude. The fact that I got back into it and was having so much fun because it was just so chill and low drama and zero fucking consequence, which is really nice to like socialize. I met so many cool people. The fact that that was interrupted because of people's personal problems that they're not mature enough to handle on their own is just sad to me, you know. But I was not gonna fucking let it happen. Yeah. Oh yeah, Salt Rackus is dead. Yeah, I yanked it last night because I smelled the wind blowing towards drama and it wasn't gonna be a big swishy flame out. It was great while it lasted and it disappeared and people will remember it as such, you know. And I've already moved past. But I think that there's probably a lot of people on my mod team or whatever. I mean, Persephone came in here and was like angsty with me about it, and I don't know what I think. Like I said, she thought when I told her very directly in a room full of people who would corroborate that the instant that this becomes a drama thing, and I'm having to sort through people's personal lives for them, it's gone. And everybody seemed to be 100% on board. You know, 100%. Invite only Discord, maybe. Yeah, that might be a way to do it. Just bring the people I know are chill, but I think that also devolves because that little community is going to have drama and I'm going to have to management. You see, it's a VC only. If you have drama with somebody, I kick you out into another room so you can have it alone. And if you slop it over into VC again, you're banned. I'm the only mod. Amelia's there watching when I'm not. You slop over any drama into VC, you're gone. I don't even care if you're like the defensive one. You're the one that's on defense of the drama. If you perpetuate it in any way other than just blocking that person and moving on and it comes to me, you're gone. But that'll be in the future. Like I said, months down the road. Yeah. I got to take some fucking time away from Discord because those, like, I got to be honest with you, dude. It is just unbelievable. Unbelievable that a chill ass fucking place that people have personal lives that have to fucking be a part of it. You know what I mean? They cannot bring their interpersonal, they can't leave their interpersonal conflict. You know, I have interpersonal conflict in my life. You know that? I know it's crazy. Everybody does, right? I don't bring it here. I just don't. I just handle it myself like an adult does. And that's all I really asked over there, and it couldn't be done. So it's gone. Doesn't every community have drama at some point? Yeah. Yeah, so my call was if that drama pops up, it is squashed immediately. People are given maybe one talk from one of my mods. It never comes past me. I mean, in rule 1 on that server was do not contact Paul about anything. He does not care. And that included mods, honestly. I mean, for real. Your interpersonal conflict, is interesting and sad and scary as it might be to you, or like a fucking fart in the wind to me, man. And so when that started happening and people stopped acting like adults and started acting like little kids, and in some cases these were 30-plus-year-old men acting like little baby girls, I was like, fuck this. It's got to go before it gets out of control. I just saw it. I know which way the wind. What if we promise to behave? Nah. And Zoe, I never had a problem with you. 95% of the people in there, I never had a problem with. In fact, I never had a personal problem with anybody in there. Trolls were banned. People that couldn't abide by the rules were banned. It was no skin off my teeth. Terminally online, I feel like there's a lot of that, yeah. I feel like a lot of people have abdicated the responsibility of having a personal life and growth to the internet. And their whole friend group is there now. And it's a very sad thing to see, yeah. Server's gone already, gone with the wind, deleted completely like it was never there, yeah. But at least now, I can look back on it and go, man, the fucking 3 or 4 months that shit was up, that place was cool, man. I don't have to go like, fuck, Salt Rackus was a shithole and I fucking should have got out of that early. I don't have to be mad about it, I can go like, sweet, Place was fun and it just didn't work. Ah, well. Yes. I think it's a couple of things. I think people seek and kind of find themselves, and it's usually people that say, I don't want drama, I found, that end up sucked into it. It's like, I don't know. I think that it's not even really their real lives are boring. I think that they have moved so much of their life online where it feels real, but it really isn't. You're not really looking a person in the eye. You're not really sure if that person is acting or telling the truth. You think they are. You think you're kind of developing a lifelong friendship, but really what you're developing is kind of this weird internet friendship, right? And then that becomes so absorbing to you. The drama of it becomes so absorbing to you. But I feel like in people's minds, they think, well, that's what friendships are. You have to work. And it's like, no. Friendships, yeah, sometimes you have to talk to your friends. Bad things happen. But I'm saying, like, if a friendship is just constant interpersonal drama, it's not a friendship. It's like a self-fulfilling rolling prophecy of people being toxic with each other. And I don't live that. And the instant I felt I was being sucked towards that, I got out, because I've been sucked into it by people before on other Discord servers for my other properties. It sucks it has to be that way, and I actually kind of feel bad for people who are like that, whose entire friend group is like these online people, and they think they have real friends, but really, like, you can't, because a real friend is there for you, and internet people can just kind of come and go as they please, and leave your server and ban you, and then unban you, and like, you can't do that in real life. You got to stick with a person or leave them, and there's this like ghostly gray area middle ground between hating and loving each other that on Discord just never gets dealt with, but in real life it usually does, yeah. In real life, people aren't gonna like keep going back to the well of drama and fucking shit, and if they do, it's on them, right? Some people do, but it's way more prevalent in online spaces in my experience. You think people will make friends with AI chatbots? People are already doing it. You have like personal assistants that you can talk to. You can look into it. They sell apps for your phone, like reassurance apps where you can say, hey, I'm feeling really sad today. Oh, I'm sorry. And then the AI will say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want to talk about it? Yeah, my mom is being really angry. Oh, well, sometimes parents have a real hard time. I'm not trying to take your mother's side. I understand your pain, but you have to understand that being a mother can be tough, and she loves you. Yeah, you're probably right, AI. Thanks, I feel a little better. No problem. You sure you're gonna be okay? Yeah, I'll be okay, AI. That already exists. People are already doing it. That's so toxic, so evil, and so wrong, because you need that, and like, people think they can get it there, and it feels so real to them. I've seen it. And I'm not even just talking about Salt Rackus drama. I'm talking about the shit that I've witnessed in these online communities, right? I don't think these people are trolling most of the time. They feel it. It's like, oh, this is real to me. But it can't be real. It never was real. They've invested so much of their lives and their identities into something that's just fake. And people will throw away, there's these supposed real solid friendships over petty drama and power plays and whininess and selfishness and greed in a way that they would never do it in person. And people just can't see that, you know. Discord's name is so fitting. It really is. It really is. I haven't thought about that, but it really is. Yeah, it is. Some people have nobody but a bot, yeah. And if you have nobody but like an online community of people that you barely know, or that you've met a couple of times but have fallen out with 90 fucking times, and then it's kind of like constant cycle drama, you don't really have friends. You've got a group of commiserators online who you have to manage their feelings day to day about shit that adults ought to be able to handle. Yeah. And I feel bad that people are trapped in that, but I cannot manage them out of it, you know. I think 10 years ago, if this Salt Rackus thing had jumped off like it did and been so fun, I think I probably would have spent fucking days getting sucked deeper into people's fucking drama, trying to help, but people don't want to listen because there's a part of them, even as they hate it, they want it to continue because it gives their life meaning. And that's a sad thing, but I can't help those people. You know, I can't help people with that. It took me many years to get over that myself, and I don't think there's anything I could tell them that'll. It's like that song "Ooh La La." Poor says, poor young grandson. There's nothing I can say. Do 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 do. You'll have to learn just like me, and that's the hardest way. Ooh la la. You know. That's part of getting older and more mature, is like you realize that young people like that it's a thing. It's like you want to be able to go like, oh, please don't do what I did, don't make the mistakes I did, because it just hurts you and it wastes your time. But they, you know, there's nothing you can say. They have to learn just like you, and that's the hardest way. And I've, like, at this age, 44, I've come to realize that. And I just, you know. That song is fucking deep, dude. Um, you know, it's like an old man talking to a young man and trying to give him advice, but the young man, he knows that deep down the young man's really not going to take it. He's going to walk the same dangerous path that the old man walked. He says, there's a line that says that the can is an old kind of burlesque show where women would kick their legs up and men would come and hoot and holler, right? The can, such a pretty show, it'll steal your heart away. But backstage, back on Earth again, the dressing rooms are gray. They come on strong, and it ain't too long for they make you feel a man. But love is blind, and you soon will find you're just a boy again. It's like if you, oh man, that gave me chills just thinking about that as an older guy. There really is a part of my heart that goes out to young people, and I really wish there's some words that could come out of my mouth that would help you guys not have to deal with some of the ugliness and hardship and failure and hard-won lessons that I had. But the truth of the human condition is you have to learn just like I did, and it's always got to be the hardest way most of the time, and that sucks, man. That sucks. But if you don't come to peace with it, you won't come to peace with getting old and having the overview that you have of your own life and that feeling of peace. And who sings this? You'll have to look it up. The song's called Ooh La La. I can't remember the name of the band. Somebody will put it in the chat for you, though, Slinky, I'm sure. Yeah, quick Google. I just can't Google them on my phone, you know? If you wanna live, you gotta eat. That makes you wonder where you are. When you wanna drink, you hit the streets, have you swinging with the stars. Poor young grandson, there's nothing I can say. You'll have to learn just like me, and that's the hardest way. Ooh la la, do do do, ooh la la, yeah yeah. The Faces, thank you. Or just Faces, yeah. Song is beautiful. There's a lot of songs that are about that. You ever heard Old Man by Neil Young, right? It's a pretty popular song. You kids probably heard it. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. This is like the younger generation singing to me. This is how I reconcile this in my mind, right? Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Choo, doom, boom, boom. Doo 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 doo. Old man, look at my life. 24 and it's so much more. Live alone in a paradise. It makes me think of Jews. Love lost, what's the cost? See the way that they all get lost. Like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, doo 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 doo. Here's a slide guitar. Boom, old man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Boom, I need someone to love me the whole day through. Boom, I want to look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Boom, 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 doom, doom. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. There's a lot of wisdom in music, guys, and it really has helped me. Like those two songs and a couple other songs I could probably say um, have helped me to like rationalize what it means to kind of come into your own as an older gentleman, you know, or a woman, I guess, maybe. I'm sure a lot of the lessons are the same. So that, you know, the Ooh La La by Faces, that's the old man sharing his frustration with the young man that no matter what he says, you're going to have to learn on your own. You're just going to have to go through the same pain that I did. It's going to happen again. That's the human condition. And then Old Man is about the younger generation kind of speaking to my generation or the older generation saying, hey, look at me though. I'm a lot like you were. Don't judge me too harshly because I'm a lot like you. I'm confused and I'm sad and I need someone to love me, and I'm gonna learn the hard lessons of that, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. But please don't judge me. You know, please don't judge me too harshly, old man, because I'm a lot like you are. And it's true, right? It's true. Very true. And very kind of poignant, you know. Favorite Gorillaz song? I mean, probably Clint Eastwood. I know it's basic, but I just love that it's based on an old built-in track on cheap keyboards from the late 90s. You know that bum 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 bum. You used to be able to just like hit a key on that like $80 keyboard that you would buy, the cheap one, and it would play that so you could play along with it. They just took that shitty sample and made a great song out of it. Yeah, it's pretty funny, huh? I like that song a lot. I like the Gorillaz, but I don't listen to them as much as a lot of people do. I listen to Neil Young now. See, yeah. When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, how I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Oh, 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 oh. I love songs, man. I love music. I love art. I'm so glad that I'm a person whose life is filled with that beauty. Not just the beauty that I see in my wife and in the little life that we've made for ourselves. Not just the beauty of like knowing who you are finally in your life and feeling like you've got a new lease going forward, that you've learned a lot of hard lessons, and you can apply those, and having that confidence, not just that, but the beauty of art and song, and from the Birds to Bach, the fact that I have all of that and I can appreciate that, I can augment my life with that, and I can let that drive my consciousness when I want to, it's such a gift to live that life. There's a lot of beauty, there's a lot of interest in that. Opinion of the song Stand By Me is a great song. That's a song about solidarity. It's not really about, it's about common humanity and reaching out to people. It's about Jesus and his proclamations, not to bring it back to religion, but yeah. When the night is come and the land is gone and the moon is the only light we see in your dark times. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. It's a song about helping each other out, lifting each other up. Right. And the movie is crazy. It's a great movie. It may be one of the finest Stephen King movies, honestly. I really like The Mist. I really like Thinner. I don't know, what other Stephen King movies have we really enjoyed?
We were pleasantly surprised by Pet Sematary 2.
Yeah, Pet Sematary 1 and 2, great movies, yeah. But Stand By Me is like, it doesn't even really feel like a Stephen King movie all that much.
My mom didn't even know it was until I told her.
It's a short story that was kind of expanded out, but yeah, I think it was called Ray Brower's Body or something, the original short story.
Or just The Body. I was thinking maybe doing a movie today. I got my little gift card.
Oh yeah, because we got a free day, huh?
Yeah.
Let's do it tonight. Let's go see what's out, guys. Have you guys seen anything that's worth seeing in the theaters right now? Like, what's playing? Because yeah, we ain't been to the theater in a while.
So there's something called The Fall Guy, Challengers, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Dude, I wonder if Mom wants to see Apes.
Yeah, see what happens if you just do it out of the blue. Hey, we want to go do the movies and see what happens.
Right? You okay if she actually takes us up on it? All right, fair enough. When I finish this up, which should be soon. Actually, I do gotta go. I've got less than 10%. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.